This is Afghanistan, which has been poor for years, hungry and at war, always dependent on other nations. But now, Afghanistan is making the world's largest artificial canal. If this project is completed, not only will it grow crops on its barren lands, but it will also become self-sufficient for food. This canal, which is 285 kilometers long, is called the Kosh-Tepe Canal. To build this canal, the Afghan government did not receive any aid, equipment, or engineers from anyone. This is the largest project in Afghan history, which will change the fate of the Afghan people in so many ways. First of all, let's understand the geography of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a completely landlocked country, meaning that no part of it has a sea. On the northern side, there is Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan. On the northeast, Afghanistan shares a border with China. In the east of Afghanistan, there is Pakistan. On the western side, there is Iran. So Afghanistan is surrounded by other countries. 83% of Afghanistan's water supply comes from the snow-covered mountains of Hindukash. There are 4 big rivers in Afghanistan, from which Afghanistan gets water. 45% of Afghanistan's water supply comes from the Helmand River, which starts from Hindukash. Then comes the Amu River, which is also called the Oxus River in English. River Oxus is the 3rd longest river in Central Asia. It starts from the Pamir Mountain Range between northern Pakistan and Central Asia, and then enters Turkmenistan, passing through the Tajikistan border, then crosses Uzbekistan and falls into the Aral Sea. This is the river on which the Kosh-Tepe Canal is being built. Apart from this, the rest of Afghanistan's water supply comes from Kabul, Harirud, and the Panj River. Afghanistan is one of the few countries in the world whose 70% of the area is covered by mountains. Although Afghanistan is the graveyard of superpowers, on the other hand, also the gateway to enter the subcontinent. If we look historically, Afghanistan is probably the most important country in Central and South Asia. From here, Mughal, Tatari, Suri, Ghaznavi, Abdali, Lodhis, and Khilgis came to the subcontinent and settled or ruled over the subcontinent for an extensive period. A stable Afghanistan is very important for all neighboring countries, so that is why everyone wants Afghanistan to be a self-sufficient state in food and growing crops. Let's discuss the Kosh-Tepe Canal. Its origin will be from the Kaldar district of the Balkh province. This canal will reach Faryab province after a journey of about 285 kilometers. The water-carrying capacity of this canal is said to be 650 cubic meters per second. According to the Taliban sources, about 550,000 hectares, or almost 5,500 square kilometers of irrigation can be done with the help of this canal. Due to this, agricultural-related activities can be easily executed in this region. After the water comes, wheat and other grains will be grown here. The Afghan government is expecting that by 2028, Afghanistan will be exporting 50% of its wheat to other countries. The Taliban government believes that after the completion of this project, almost 2.5 lakh people will get employment in Afghanistan. This means that the canal will prove to be helpful in reducing poverty in Afghanistan. At present, about 6,000 workers are working day and night on about 120 sites of this project. Along with this, about 3,300 machines are being used to complete the project. Some 200 local companies in Afghanistan are working as subcontractors on this project. This project is being supervised by the National Development Company of Afghanistan. The Taliban government has planned to complete this project in 3 phases by the year 2028. In the first phase, a canal of 108 kilometers has to be prepared. It will start from the Amu River and reach the Dawlatabad district of the Balkh province. The first phase is on the verge of completion, which is said to cost around $94 million. In the second phase of the project, the Kosh-Tepe Canal will reach the Andeo district of Faryab province from Dawlatabad to Jozan province. Its length will be about 177 kilometers. In the third phase, the canal will be divided into sub-channels, which will supply water to agricultural lands in different regions. The Afghan government is doing the complete funding for this canal, and no external aid is being obtained for this project. Cement is not being used in this canal to reduce the costs of the canal. Rather, the mud that is removed from the digging is put on the side of the canal, and the depth of the canal is increased. It is being shown that about 22% of the water of the river will be wasted due to this practice. In addition, underground cold water has begun to mix with the water of the canal from now on. This can cause difficulties in digging. Another big problem is the lack of experts. It has already been stated, but the principles of engineering are not being considered in construction. As a result, concerns have begun to appear about its construction and long-term results. But the Taliban government's still working on their plan day and night. Afghanistan is mainly dependent on 4 rivers for its 40 million population. The most important river in these rivers is the Helmand River, which originates from Kabul. This river, which flows from Afghanistan's mainland, enters Iran. Currently, Afghanistan is also building dams on this river. Because of this, the relations between Iran and Afghanistan have become bitter. Iran believes that this dam will reduce the natural volume of Helmand, which can create a water crisis in Iran. Apart from Helmand, Afghanistan is dependent on rivers such as Kabul, Hari Rud, and Amu Darya for its other water supply. However, the diplomatic lobby of countries like Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan has been blocked from the construction of this canal. In fact, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan believe that after the construction of this canal, the water from Amu Darya in their country will be reduced to 50%. This can create a water crisis situation in these two countries. This is why the Taliban government is continuing to discuss this issue between Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. On the one hand, the Taliban government is trying to take this issue to the upper hand by keeping the Almaty Agreement of 1992 at the center of this discussion. According to this, the people of Afghanistan also have the right to the water of Amu Darya. However, over-dependency on their neighbors has become a major issue for Afghanistan. Currently, 73% of Afghan power supply is imported, 22% from Iran, 4% from Tajikistan, 17% from Turkmenistan, and 57% from Uzbekistan. On the other hand, two major routes of trade from Afghanistan to Europe pass through Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. This is why Afghanistan does not want to spoil its bilateral relations with its neighboring states for the Kosh-Tepe Canal project. The whole world is looking at this project today. This is because this country has been the battlefield of war for decades.